It's a question as old as time. For eons, it has gone unanswered. Is he a furry? Did Sonic touch him as a child? Why is he a twat in a Sonic hat? Why does Calamity Hatcher love Sonic so much? Hey guys, it's me, your friendly neighborhood twat and a Sonic hat Calamity, and today I want to talk about something positive, the bond between man and anthropomorphic hedgehog. That's right, we are finally going to talk about why I love Sonic the Hedgehog so much. But before we get into this video, let me ask you to slap a like on it and hit subscribe for me. For small creators like myself, that interaction does wonders for me getting people to see my videos and connect with other like-minded Sonic fans. Also, make sure to leave a comment down below telling me why you love Sonic, and let's get on with the video. In 1991, Sega decided to combat Nintendo's success with a brand new mascot. The idea was to be cooler than Mario, and so Mr. Needlemouse was conceived. This little critter went on to become the iconic Sonic the Hedgehog, who brought his first entry onto the Sega Genesis or Sega Mega Drive here in the UK. The blue blur took on the world by storm, and soon enough, Sonic was a household name. Then 1993 rolled around with two significant events: the birth of one Calamity Hatcher and the release of Sonic 2, which introduced the world to our favourite lovable sidekick, Tails. I can't remember what year I played this title, but I was young, maybe 3 or 4 years old. I had my first gaming experience with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I was completely blown away. I would play with my uncle as he controlled Sonic and I controlled Tails. I played this game to death and went back to play Sonic 1 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. By this point I'd started to pick up a few releases on the PC, such as Sonic R and Sonic 3D Blast. I began watching the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and burned out my VHS copy. I think there's something about Sonic that really speaks to kids. The franchise is filled with beautiful designs and imagery, a fantastic soundtrack, fast-paced gameplay, and of course, that too cool for school attitude. I had jumped straight off Thomas the Tank Engine and spin-dashed into the world of Sonic. At that time, my Blue Boy and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were all I cared about. But then it may shock you, as I got older, I moved away from Sonic. We got a PlayStation 1 in our house and I got a Game Boy. Gone were my days of running through Green Hill. I was jumping across platforms as Crash, battling other trainers in Pokemon, or laying down combos on Tekken 2. Sonic hadn't made his way to these consoles, and my time with Sonic faded. That is, until a new era of consoles arrived. The PS2, the highest selling console of all time, and the destination for Sonic's first outing on a Sony system. We were going through some family difficulties at the time, and to cheer me up, my dad bought me a game that would change everything for me. That's right, Sonic Heroes on the PS2. Man, do I love this game. This game exemplified everything I wanted in life. More than just going fast, it was about friendship and teamwork. I was a weird kid, guys. I'm still a weird kid now, but that's besides the point. Back in my day, oh God, I'm an old man. Back in my day, Marvel was not the powerhouse it is today. I was not cool for reading comic books. Generally, I was not cool. I was feeling incredibly isolated at school and at home, yet this game served as a beacon of light in the darkness. The bond between Sonic, Knuckles and Tails is displayed in full force here, through gameplay and their interactions. This is something that I longed for as a kid. There was almost a jealousy I had over their friendship. But of course, Sonic Heroes came with 4 playable teams. Team Sonic, featuring Sonic, Knuckles and Tails. Team Rose, featuring Amy, Cream and Big. Team Chaotix, featuring Vector, Espio and Charmy. And my biggest source of intrigue, Team Dark, featuring Shadow, Rouge and Omega. Who was this black and red hedgehog? What is the secret to his origin that's hinted at throughout? Is he real? You can imagine how a teenage loner would respond to this character. I was Shadow, or at least I saw myself as him. I related to his struggles with people. Although their saviour, Shadow found it hard to socialise with humans. He displayed a cold, tough persona and distanced himself from them. I guess I started to look at things the same way, not having tons of friends because that's what I wanted as opposed to having social anxiety. I found comfort in Shadow. He was, and in many ways still is, my rage personified against the world. It was then that I saved up and bought myself a GameCube along with SA1 and SA2. I played them, and I played them, and I played them some more. The road I'm still on to this very day is because of these two games. I was already more than fond of Sonic. My childhood is wrapped up in nostalgia with memories of playing with my uncle, but these games made me fall in love with these characters. 2005 rolled around and Shadow came out. Take my money. 2006 sped up and I ended up buying a PS3 just for this game, using all of my birthday money and a little help from my parents. Thanks, guys. From this point, the only Sonic games I didn't get on release day were Lost World, Olympics, and anything Boom related. Please understand that this isn't out of hate, this was due to not owning the consoles. So that's my history with the franchise. I've been there for every single game, and I've had my moments with all of them. But what does that mean? I mean, I've been around wine all of my life, and I still can't stand the stuff. Well, grab the tissues, guys, it's time to get emotional. From an outside perspective, I can get why this is weird.
Jack Hatcher.
Hey Roger, how's it going?
I'm almost 28 years old and I'm sat here making YouTube videos about a cartoon hedgehog aimed at children. But the Sonic franchise is a rich tapestry of heroism, power, and suffering. I don't think non-fans of the franchise can see that. Let's start with my boy Sonic. He's fast, cocky, arrogant, and cares about his friends and freedom more than anything. Sonic hates being tied down, and I think that's become more and more relatable throughout my adult years. Even more so now as we face this pandemic. And through playing as Sonic, I can escape to a different world. A world of colour and adventure where I can forget the quite literal nightmare that reality is right now. Tails is an adorable sidekick who goes on a journey from scared kid to brave hero. Then Forces kind of screwed it up, but it's still a story many of us have experienced ourselves. It's difficult to find your voice, and Tails' arc in the adventure games really speak to that struggle. It's relatable as hell when you think about it. It's certainly a journey I've gone on and in many ways still continue to go on. Well, as relatable as a fox with two tails can get, I guess. Knuckles is a perfect rival to Sonic who's bound by his responsibility to protect Angel Island and the Master Emerald. This has put him on conflicting paths with Sonic, not someone he sees as an enemy, but due to the burden of his responsibility. Haven't we all felt like that at times? Like our responsibilities put us at odds with the things we'd rather they don't? A lot of characters in this series mean so much to me personally. Whether it be Amy and her constant pursuit of Sonic, the Chaotix cracking jokes and solving cases, or Silver and his dedication to saving his timeline. But there's one character in this franchise that means more to me than any other character in the entirety of fiction. His name, of course, Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, as I previously stated, Shadow came to me at the right point in my life. I was an angsty, edgy emo at the time, and that was Shadow. He brought that aspect of my life into one of my favourite franchises. He was everything I wished I could be. Now, I've covered Shadow's origin before in a previous video that I'll link under this, but I'm going to give a quick overview for my real life friends who are finally getting answers to the enigma of why I love this character and series so much. Shadow was created 50 years ago aboard the Space Colony Ark, which is essentially a giant space station Death Star that's been cut in half. He was created by Eggman's grandfather Gerald Robotnik and befriended his granddaughter Maria. Then one day the government sent their soldiers to arrest Gerald for his heinous experiments, and while helping Shadow escape, Maria was shot and killed. This set Shadow on a dangerous path for revenge, something that he overcomes by facing his trauma head on. Shadow ends up dying protecting humanity. It's an incredible arc and not something I ever expected from my favourite light-hearted cartoon hedgehog franchise. My empathy, love, whatever you want to call it for Shadow, moves through my teenage years and onto my adult life. Whenever I'm dealing with something, I almost revert to my Shadow state. A persona in which I cut myself off from social contact in order to overthink my issues alone and try and make peace with them. But that's the other thing, Shadow hasn't exactly made peace with his trauma. He is a reminder that you can hold on to this pain and use it to move forward. I think that's something everyone can take something away from. I've always likened my mental state to Sonic and Shadow. When I'm in a good place, I'm like Sonic. Optimistic, fast-paced, and reaching for the stars. I mean, I started a whole YouTube channel about him, so... And when I'm in my bad place, I'm like Shadow. Constantly reflecting and pondering, overthinking and never forgetting. I've been in my Shadow state for a very long time, even more so with this pandemic. But the character and the franchise he calls home have been a light in that for the longest time. I have to stress, it isn't just Shadow that brings me that deep emotional connection to the series. Sonic, his friends, his adventures hold such a deep place in my heart. But Shadow is the real world anchor that makes that connection so strong for me personally. But enough about Edgy Boy, because there's even more points that need making. Going back to games like SA1, SA2, Heroes, Shadow, 06 brings me multiple frustrations. But when I replay SA2, the camera angles, sound mixing and treasure hunting stages, sure they induce panic, but it doesn't take anything away from how much I enjoy that experience. In fact, it's just as enjoyable as it ever was. But sometimes I'm not able to go back and play these games. You know, we all have life and stuff, and that's when the music steps in. As an outsider, you may be surprised to hear, Sonic has some incredible music. From the iconic Green Hill to Chemical Plant, Escape from the City, Open Your Heart, I Am All of Me, His World, Night of the Wind. This series boasts some of the best music constructed for media, period. There is a track for every mood within this franchise. It's inspired thousands of covers across the board, pulled in an array of artists, and always sets a tone and precedent for these games that sometimes the games haven't really had themselves. I want to bring up Forces in this regard. Not to bash it by any means, but I feel that it solidifies my point. What do we know about Infinite in Sonic Forces? He gets beat up by Shadow prior to the main storyline. Eggman gives him a mask and the Phantom Ruby, and that's it. Nothing more. Nothing is known about this character. But then his song comes in and slaps you with a "If you're messing with me, I am a dangerous weapon. I am the sharpest of blades. I'll cut you down in a second. Cause I was born in this pain. It only hurts if you let it. So if you think you can take me, then you should go and forget it." I gotta tell you guys, for all of Force's problems, this song was everything to me. The song reflected my mental state at the time so much that I made it the theme tune of my channel and made it the most played song on Spotify 2 years in a row. This song tells the story of Infinite more than anything else in this franchise. This even tells me more than the comic revealing his true origins. This is something the franchise gets spot on. When you think of SA2, you think of City Escape and the accompanying escape from the city holding your hand throughout. When I think of Sonic Heroes, my mind races to that iconic theme song. When I think of Sonic Mania, I think of T. Lopes and Hyper Potion's incredible score. Every game carries its identity through these beloved soundtracks. I don't just play Sonic music on stream because of not getting copyright strikes, I do it because I love this music. It holds as significant a place in my heart as any game or character. It's just an incredible catalogue. So let's tie this all together. Let's bring it back around. Why do I love this franchise? Sonic is my boy. He always will be. From holding my hand as I entered the world of gaming, throughout every significant moment in my life, through every trauma, every victory, every loss, the Sonic franchise has been there for me. He is my idea of true heroism, having faith and keeping a positive attitude. Sonic's infectious energy can always bring a smile to my face, even in the case of games like Forces. Sonic embodies the idea of protecting and trusting in your friends, no matter what. It's weird, but even at the age of 27, I still find myself learning from him, Shadow, and everyone else in the series. Sonic is turning 30 this year, and as his adventure continues, I'll be with him every step of the way. Because despite its flaws, Sonic takes all these elements of joy and folds them into the franchise to create something that will always bring me happiness and make me smile. Whether the next game is a 2D outing, 3D, or perhaps another adventure style game, you can bet I'll be there. I will be there for the Netflix show. I will be there for the second movie. Throughout my life, Sonic has been a crutch. He has propped me up and kept me going no matter what life has thrown at me. And the effect that he's had on my life since I became a Sonic tuber is something I never ever expected, and I'm beyond grateful that I get to live this life that I do with him. And for the videos I'm now able to put out, the people that have entered my life as a result, I owe Sonic so much. And I will always be appreciative of this franchise and do everything I can to support it the way it supported me. 30 years, buddy. I can't wait to see what comes next. Well, you guys made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time you're watching this. And of course, can I remind you to slap a like on this video and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It is Sonic's 30th, and that means I'm going to be covering every bit of Sonic news this year, so you're going to want to make sure that you don't miss out. So hit that little bell, and yeah, you'll get a nice little notification to your device. It's great. Till next time, keep it locked here to Calamity Hatcher, because that is what it takes to be a Calamity. Lots of love. Bye, guys.